Hey there! What do tomatoes have to do with war? More than you'd think. Let's meet Abdul. He's a tomato farmer in Morocco. Just a regular guy with calloused hands, sunburned shoulders, and a cart full of juicy red goodness. Every morning, Abdul loads up his cart and wheels it to the local market. It's a simple life. Grow tomatoes, sell tomatoes, repeat. But then, a war breaks out. Not in Morocco, not even on the same continent. Let's say somewhere in Eastern Europe, or the Middle East, or Asia, thousands of miles away. Abdul shrugs. What's that got to do with his tomatoes? Well, here's where it gets weird. That war causes oil prices to skyrocket. Because a key oil-producing country is now wrapped in conflict, suddenly the fuel Abdul uses for his water pump, his delivery truck, and even the tractors his friends rent, all of it gets more expensive. And now, he's got to raise prices just to break even. Meanwhile, let's go across the ocean to Elena, a grocery store manager in Spain. She orders produce weekly from multiple countries, including Morocco. Normally, the tomatoes are cheap, fresh, and on time. But this week, they're delayed and cost 30% more. Why? Because the shipping company she uses had to reroute around a conflict zone. Longer route, higher fuel costs, more security fees. Boom! More expensive tomatoes. Now Elena has to choose. Raise the price for her customers or take the loss herself. Spoiler, she raises the price. Back in Morocco, Abdul doesn't even know his tomatoes are now being sold at triple the price in another country. He's just trying to pay for his fertilizer, which, by the way, also just got more expensive. Why? Because global conflict disrupted the supply of key minerals used in fertilizers. Countries like Russia, Ukraine, or China might have restricted exports. Now there's a shortage, prices go up, and farmers everywhere, not just Abdul, are squeezed. So war that has nothing to do with tomatoes is suddenly in the tomatoes. Let's zoom out. Now we're in Brazil. Meet Paulo. He runs a tomato processing plant that turns imported tomatoes into sauce for pizza chains all across South America. His shipments are late. He's paying more for tomatoes, more for energy, more for packaging, because the conflict pushed up aluminum and plastic prices too. So his sauce costs more. And pizza lovers in Argentina start seeing price hikes. And what do people do when pizza gets more expensive? They get grumpy. Some reduce spending. Some protest, some panic buy. And what started as a conflict far away has now shifted supply chains, distorted prices, and sparked political tension worldwide. Still think it's just about tomatoes? And don't forget the currency chaos. When war breaks out, investors panic. They shift money from risky regions to safer ones, often into US dollars. This strengthens the dollar, weakens other currencies, and suddenly, a tomato that used to cost 2 pesos now costs 3. Not because of the tomato, but because the money itself lost value. Back in Morocco, Abdul hears that the government is placing export limits. They want to keep tomatoes local so prices don't explode at home. So now Abdul can't even sell to Spain anymore, even though he needs the extra money to cover rising costs. Meanwhile, Elena's stuck paying even more to get tomatoes from somewhere else. See how the web tangles? One war affects energy. Energy affects transport. Transport affects trade. Trade affects food. Food affects prices. Prices affect people. All from a cart of tomatoes. And here's the kicker. None of these countries are at war. They're just in the way. Their economies depend on exports, imports, shipping lanes, international demand. You don't need a missile to hit your city to feel a war. You just need to participate in a global economy. And we all do, from your groceries, to your rent, to your favorite pizza topping. Everything's connected. Even social unrest can ripple outward. Rising tomato prices have sparked riots before. No joke. Food inflation has toppled governments, and you thought it was just a salad ingredient. So, in conclusion, global conflict isn't just about borders, battles, or politics. It's about real stuff, like tomatoes, and how they move, grow, and feed people across the planet. It's how a war thousands of miles away turns into sticker shock at your local store. Because in today's world, no economy is truly isolated. Even the humble tomato has a passport. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.